Before we started using Senson, one of the biggest challenges that we had was visibility across the whole estate. We might have a tool that monitored some of our systems in one location, but wasn't the same tool that monitored our systems in another location. Effectively, we had nothing that joined all of our locations together.
Kingspan Group plc is made up of 5 divisions. The biggest division, contributing 58% to the 8.3 billion turnover, is panels. At the site here in Holywell, we have 4 panel lines and we have our own wind turbine, which provides all the power that we need in order to keep the site going. Hello, my name's John Gaskell and I'm the Director of IT for this panels division within Kingspan. My division ranges from UK Ireland through Europe, through Africa, Asia and down into the Pacific. So the furthest site that we have to look after for IT services is in fact Christchurch in New Zealand. We have a total of 65 sites in the division with almost 3,000 users to look after on all various types of IT services.
I'm Chris Jackson. I've been with Kingspan for about 12 years. I currently look after infrastructure, cybersecurity and the network teams here. One of my key objectives is to make sure that lights stay on across our organisation. Our organisation spans multiple time zones, multiple different countries, and it's effectively a 24/7 operation. We need to know what's going on in all of our locations. Having key data at my fingertips and the team's fingertips is very important. And if I'm not at my machine or my computer, getting alerts in a timely manner for things that I might not have seen is very important so that we can address any issues that may be coming into the organisation. Before we started using Senson, one of the biggest challenges that we had was visibility across the whole estate. We might have a tool that monitored some of our systems in one location, but wasn't the same tool that monitored our systems in another location. Effectively, we had nothing that joined all of our locations together. So we never had a full picture of anything that was going on. We didn't know what the current status was of everything without having to refer to multiple tools and the status from those multiple tools. Not being able to see an issue or an alert across all of our locations meant that we didn't always prioritize what we were reacting to and trying to fix. Sometimes that meant that an alert in Australia, for example, would be missed, particularly when we were doing start of day activities and could go unnoticed for a number of hours. When you're dealing with networks and cybersecurity, those hours make a difference and it's important to have on-the-spot information to you 24 hours a day, readily available to you. Since we've moved to Senson, we have seen an overall reduction in the number of alerts that we have to deal with. Senson is very clever in the background that it will take billions of individual bits of data, alerts, information, and consolidate those down to a few key actionable pieces of information that we need to do. Whereas previously we could have hundreds of alerts coming in from multiple systems simultaneously, and you're trying to filter through those alerts to find the ones that are important to you. The classic, you can't see the wood for the trees. Senson gives us a single pane of glass with key, precise information on the dashboard. That said, we don't even need the dashboard because we get the alerts direct to our mobiles, direct to our inbox from the team at Senson before we've even seen anything from some of our other systems or other alerts. So we can react in a much more timely manner to threats across the whole of our estate.
Before engaging with Senson and certainly with the implementation of an IDS IPS solution, we probably did not have a true picture across the large estate that we had of 60 plus sites to understand exactly what's going on the network. Whilst we did have tools in place that would tell us vulnerabilities on devices and software, we really probably didn't have anything in place that would detect any unusual activity that might be happening across our large estate. So we were very conscious about any kind of other system that we're going to add, how much work and effort is that going to give us? And it was key for us to, not only have a good workable dashboard that would give us good data, but also what's all that data looking like and how much effort is it going to cost us to go through all that data. So within the IT team, we have a cyber team made up of 2 individuals, and we've kind of nicknamed them the Cyber Twins.
Hi, I'm Lewis Ashley.
I'm Sam Ingalls and we're cybersecurity analysts at Kingspan. Being cybersecurity analysts, we both have the same sort of responsibilities. Obviously, we're extremely busy. We've got thousands of devices across worldwide sites. One thing I find very beneficial is when we come in the morning and we've had alerts overnight, the 24/7 support team's already looked at those alerts and updated us on what exactly has happened. The work log feature is great to see a bit more of a breakdown that's been investigated into the alerts. Just kind of saves us a lot of time.
So we deal with a load of alerts that come through. We're able to dive in deeper by looking at each point. So it'll be labelled as A, B, C, D, so on and so forth. You can dive into them points and see what happened and when it happened. It's just easier to break down the incident and find out what happened and when.
So Senson saves us time from investigating the details with the analysis. This then allows us to spend more time working on things that are a little bit more pressing, such as patching and securing the environment, making sure everything is compliant within our network. The dashboard is really user-friendly. I find there's a lot of information available at a glance, a lot of information, useful things that we can use from there. We can also compile that into reports, and we could drill down further on within Hunt Lab.
Yeah, we've also got the live chat as well. Just any issues or anything that we need help with in a Hunt Lab, we can go to them for.
Yeah, I find if my experience in SQL is lacking in an area, they can expand on that and help me query our environment in any way that we need.
I love the live chat. It's so easy to use. Bottom right, you're presented with a big box where you can just enter it and just start typing any questions that you have. And the response from the team is so fast.
I think the SOC team is very helpful and very personal as well. It's kind of an extension of our team. We know them by name, we know them by face. We speak to them on calls and we chat all the time.
We have, I would say, a fantastic relationship with the team at Senson. If we ever have a query or we ever have an alert, the response is fantastic. We get a dedicated person acting as an incident manager with us, and we're able to quickly decide on our course of action, what we're going to do if we need to isolate a machine, and how we can make our environment safe once we become aware of something that's potentially a threat for us. So we use the AI triangulation features all the time, and it's interesting because we see some tools from other partners now that across the rest of the division where this sort of technology is just starting to take a foothold for them, and they're very excited about it. We've had this technology for years now, and we've seen the benefits of this technology. We can see 8 billion pieces of information come into the mix to start off with, and we have 20 high-level alerts that we need to deal with at the event. That's unprecedented. Imagine trying to deal with 8 billion pieces of discrete information in your day-to-day job. You can't do it. You need that process to do the heavy lifting, to filter it down to a set of alerts. And even before it gets to us, the team at Senson already looked at those alerts and taken action on our behalf and stopped many of the alerts actually becoming a problem before they do so. And it's only the top of the iceberg really that we deal with as a team here, and it gives us the opportunity to focus on those very high priority alerts that come through to us after the filtration process.
We're very cost conscious as a business. I think most people like myself will know that the challenges of talking about cybersecurity to senior management is sometimes a difficult one. Cost is important, and I think for me, it's cost with value. I need to ensure that whatever we're spending, we're getting the value for the money. So if I spend money on a system and I've then got to employ more people to run that system in order to get the value, then I have to ask the question, what was the value in the first place, yeah? And in fairness to Senson, Their value to me was the AI, and was the fact that Dave was very confident that we could use his IDS IPS solution without having to increase our staff, and that we could have a system that would function and give us the information we needed without that extra overhead of more bodies on the payroll.